Hi, I'm Darlene and welcome to Super at 60. Welcome to my home and welcome to my kitchen. Today, I'm pulling out the crock pot. At least that was my intent. That was the purpose. Until I went to plug my crock pot in and my crock pot is broken. Yes, it is broken. Now I own others, but the other dilemma is that we have had painters in our house all week and we've brought stuff downstairs and things that were already downstairs and covered them over and everything was being painted and whatnot. It's just a long messed up story just to tell you that I can't get my hands on a crock pot right now. So today's crock pot meal is going to be now stovetop. It's exactly the same meal. I'm not changing up a thing. It's just gonna be cooked at my stovetop instead of in my crock pot. But the great thing is, you know, flexibility in the kitchen. You gotta go with it when you gotta go with it. And this is a dish that if you don't even own a crock pot, at least now you know, you can do one on the stove. And if you'd like to do this dish, but you need to use a crock pot to have it kind of going all day long, you know, while you're at work, you can do that too. So there you go. I just created a wonderful scenario for you. So this is a collaboration today. And you know, I do love my collaborations. And this is with Dawn over at Sensible Living with Money Mom. And that's sensible with a C-E-N-T, you know, kind of like I'm super at 60, S-O-U-P. It's the same kind of play on words. And Dawn is terrific. She gives you all kinds of tips and clues and what to do's and what not to do's, you know, with your money and your home and how to just save, save, save. So make sure, I'm going to put her little channel name right up here for you so that you make sure to see it. And of course, as always with a collaboration, I will have her link right down below. And I really want you to go over there and just see what you think. I mean, she might have some things there that you might just kind of go, I never thought about that before. That could really help you out in a pinch, especially right now. So let's go into the kitchen. I've dug through my freezer. I've dug through my refrigerator. I've peeked into my pantry. And I've come up with, I think, a pretty good meal. I think you're gonna like it. And I think we're gonna like it tonight too. And a heads up, our little grandson, our oldest grandson, he's 4, Everett. He's spending the weekend with us. So you can see the TV's on back there, and but it's on nice and low. And so if he comes into the kitchen, just, you know, I'm Darlene, yes, but I am also Oma. All right, so the name of the dish that I'm gonna make for you, I'm just calling it Meatball Madness because I don't know what else to name it. And I'm basing my entire entree tonight on these, okay, meatballs. Just frozen, a bag of frozen meatballs that I happen to have. Actually, I had 2 bags in there, but I usually have at least 1 bag in my freezer because like my grandkids, they really like meatballs. And although I make the best meatballs in the whole world, they won't eat mine. They want the frozen ones. Well, we're not going to talk about that again. But anyway, they're tiny. They'll grow out of it, right? Snap out of it. So anyway, we're going to start with those meatballs. And these meatballs are going to be kind of, I'm kind of taking a Hawaiian, Polynesian flair with them. Okay, I've got some soy sauce, I've got some ketchup, I've got brown sugar, I don't know, maple. I'm gonna try some maple flavoring in there. I think that's gonna be okay. Oh, and I had a green pepper and I have fresh pineapple. Fresh pineapple that I have all cut up was just sitting in the refrigerator. All these things sitting in the refrigerator. And yeah, I think it's gonna be delicious. So let me just turn you down now and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna put the sauce together. I'll take you over to the stove and we'll put in the meatballs and we'll just let this stew for a couple hours and I'll come back and I'll let you smell it. Well, I'll taste it and I'll smell it and I'll tell you, I'll give you an honest answer, I promise. All right, let's go ahead and put in about 3/4 of a cup of ketchup. This is just plain, ordinary, everyday hot dog ketchup. Nothing special at all. The best kind. A little bit of sweetness in there and a little bit of that tang of the tomato as well. So it's really a perfect base for something like this. All right, and I need, I'm gonna put in about 1/2 cup of pure maple syrup, just pure maple syrup, not pancake syrup, but the pure, 100% pure maple syrup. Gotta have that. All right, and that's, of course, is gonna act as a little bit of a sweetener, and so is the pineapple actually, but I'm also gonna put in about, I'm gonna guesstimate here, a little bit of brown sugar, okay? And probably about less than, it's hard to get out with this spoon, but I would say less than a quarter of a cup, less than about an eighth of a cup, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna try and see if I can get a more precise measurement here for you, because I am kind of winging it with this cooking or baking from the refrigerator from what you have. Let's see, I'm guessing that's maybe, I don't even think that might be 2 tablespoons. And of course you can adjust this to taste any way you want. So I don't want to put too much in. Let's just say about 2 tablespoons for right now. I think that's just about right. All right, and I also have a little slurry here that I made up of a little cornstarch and a little water, cold water. Just a little bit, about a teaspoon, I think, of a cornstarch and just a little splash of water. Just enough to give you some liquid, okay? And that's gonna go right in.
I'll do it.
Oh, almost just cooking away here, sweetie. Just cooking away. All right. And let's see. Then I'm gonna add, you know what I'm gonna add? This is such a neat thing. A half a teaspoon of allspice. Yeah, half a teaspoon of allspice. I think I had that in another, like a Polynesian chicken restaurant, Polynesian chicken dish that I did quite a while ago, and I remember putting allspice in it, and it was great. So I thought, you know what? That could be really good in here. All right, so that's going in. I need about a half teaspoon of dry or ground mustard, like that. Yeah, we just want a little bit of that. And I'm just gonna sprinkle. Come on now. Just opened it, but let's do this instead. This will work better. All right. And again, like I said, we're gonna adjust the taste a little bit later. And just since I'm here right now, I'm just gonna put a little pinch of salt and a little pinch of pepper as well. All right, and then I also am gonna put in about an eighth of a cup now of the low sodium soy sauce. Gotta have that. Doesn't this just sound fantastic already? I'm so excited. All right, I think that I have everything in here, to tell you the truth. Yeah, liquid-wise. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just give this a good stir. Just make sure it's nicely mixed up in there. And this is, as you can see, well before we've even gotten it to the stovetop. And at this point, this can all be made up in your crock pot. And just stir it up just like this. I'd go ahead and turn the heat on, maybe low or high if you need it, you know, in like 3 to 4 hours, something like that. Remember the meatballs, if you're using frozen meatballs like these, they're already cooked. So they just need the heat, okay? So let's go ahead and put the green peppers in. This is 1 whole green pepper, and I chopped it up about the size of a meatball. You know, not real little. You don't want it little like you would chop it up to throw on top of your pizza. More like, you know, a good, nice bite size, okay? And the same with your pineapple, okay? Pineapple chunks should be that also of about the same size of your green peppers, okay? All right, and that's gonna be nice and sweet. This is gonna be really great. I can't wait to do a little bit of the tasting off and on, you know, just to make sure everything is the way it should be, okay? Let's stir it all together. All right, right now I'm gonna take you guys over to the stovetop, and I'm gonna turn this on, and I'm gonna let it just come to a little bit of a boil, just a low boil, you know, maybe just like a simmer or something, just to kind of get it rolling. And then in the meatballs will go. All right, while the meatballs are gonna be cooking away, I think I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'll serve this with a side of mashed potatoes. Normally, you know, I love to make my own mashed potatoes with fresh potatoes, but I don't have any. But I did have a box of instant potatoes. Actually, I have 3 boxes of them. So this gives me an opportunity to use up a little bit of it. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do right now in this little pot. Just get some nice potatoes going. And I also need, whoops, about 2 tablespoons of butter. And let's see, let's put in a pinch of salt. All right, and I'm gonna let that just come up to a boil, and I'll check on those in just a second. So right now, we got the 2 white pots working for us. All right, it's just starting to come to a boil. It's getting nice and thick, and oh, it smells good already, and it tastes delicious. As of this moment, I can't decide what more I would want to add to this, but I will keep an eye on it. So let's go ahead and put in the meatballs, and I'll stir them up to make sure that they're all coated really well with the sauce. And I brought my pineapples over just in case I wanted to add a few more chopped up pineapples, because you know that's got to be good in here. I just want to make sure that sauce is nice and thick, and that every one of these meatballs is going to be well coated. And this is really a very quick meal. Yeah, you know, when you start with frozen meat of some kind, these little meatballs, they're terrific. They can do so much, just so much. And this, of course, could be an hors d'oeuvre done in your crock pot. You just leave the crock pot on low, and just put some toothpicks out and let people just go for it. Those nice long toothpicks so that they can pick up a meatball, a pineapple, and a big chunk. That's why I like to leave the chunks really big of the green pepper. And they just look pretty, don't they? This looks like something you want to eat. Now, you could also serve a side of rice. I think white rice with this would be absolutely fantastic. I really, really do. Maybe even better than the mashed potatoes, but that's just what I had in my pantry right now. So that's what we're doing. That's what this collaboration with Dawn is all about. It's what we have, using what we have in our crock pot, or in my case, stovetop. All right, we're gonna let that cook up. I'll put the top back on, and I'm gonna check on my potatoes, and things are just moving along beautifully. All right, let's just take a quick little peek here. Look at that. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. I just went ahead, it was bubbling up, and I went ahead, I turned it down just a smidge, and I did add just about a half a cup more of the pineapples. Yeah, you can see it boiling, coming to a boil right down in there, and you can hear the sizzle. You can hear playtime too, sorry. Whoops. All right, and then over here, the mashed potatoes are all done and ready. So far, I think I'm into about, including the, let's see, I'm trying to think here exactly how much time. All right, I'm trying to put together in my mind how quickly this recipe can be done at the stove. And honestly, just putting all the stuff together that we did right here at the countertop, chopping up a green pepper, assuming that you have pineapple already chopped up, or yes, you can use the chunked canned pineapple. That is just fine to use in this dish, absolutely. I think you definitely want that fresh green pepper, because when you lift the lid and you get a whiff of, the first thing I smell is that green pepper. Yeah, and it is just, it's such a wonderful, wonderful smell. And then the sweetness hits you a little bit, and then the meat and the ketchup, the tomatoey ketchup, it's just an amazing dish. I cannot wait to taste it. But I think I'm into it about overall with getting everything together, prep time. I'd say an hour. If you start this at 4 o'clock and you all want to sit down at your table and eat at 5, I think you can do it. I really do. I think this is a 1 pot, 1 hour put together meal. Well, our day is done, our dish is done, our 1 hour, 1 pot, delicious meal is absolutely finished in, yes, 1 hour. Yeah, and like I explained before, it will take longer in a crock pot, obviously, but you have the option to do it either way. Either way will work absolutely beautifully. Look at this dish. Look at that. Look at the glaze that is on top of those meatballs. And that beautiful gravy just dripping down the side is absolutely fantastic. It is just some of the best sweet and sour type dish. Oh, it's a Polynesian, Hawaiian with the pineapple, and that freshness of the green pepper is spectacular. Yes, and that little tiny touch of allspice. You bite in it and you don't kind of even notice it at first. And then you think, what's that taste? But with the pineapple, it is so good. Absolutely a first-rate winner dish, and I hope that you'll try it. And of course, I will have, like always, the recipe will be below. All right, I'm trying to get just enough of a little bite here because I don't want too much. All right, I want to get a little bit of everything. Oh, looking in the wrong direction again. So sorry. All right, here we go. We got meatball, a little bit of pineapple, and a little bit of green pepper going in. That is so good. That is company quality. I'm not even fooling you. If you had some guests in the area and you needed to fix a delicious meal quickly, you've got your delicious meal, and it could not be any faster than this was. Absolutely, meatball madness at its best. Hey, if you had a good time here today, I would absolutely love it if you would push that like button, press that subscribe button, and press that little bell so you get all my notifications. They come out all the time, 2 a week, sometimes 3 a week. And yeah, I hope that you'll come here. We have such a wonderful time together. I have the greatest subscribers in all of YouTube world. They are so wonderful, so sweet, and so kind. Yes, I'm very blessed indeed. And I hope that you'll come and be a part of us. And to my subscribers, make sure you go on over and check out Dawn's channel. Remember, it is listed below, the link for today. And I think you'll really enjoy her channel so very, very much. And I want to thank you again for being here. And I'd like to say bye now and Lord bless.